and you can quote this on me. There is no way the Orioles or Red Sox make the playoffs this season. Yeah, yeah. There's no way. There's no way.
I set the bar really low at the NBA predictions.
I don't think all Mavs fans look into the stats like I do.
It's not the great value Target brand toilet paper or whatever. It's the Charmin Ultra Strong.
I don't know if Nick Nurse is the coach for the Raptors. I don't know if he's the reason why they won the 2019 championship. I feel like that was more of a team effort.
The Mavs cannot say we do not miss Seth Curry shooting threes.
This questions the firing of Dwayne Casey, who I think is a very underrated coach.
To me, the Capitals really pushed all their chips for this season.
Hello, I'm Mike Grimes, and you've been listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by the man that, like this team, does not have a city in front of his name, Austin.
It's not even that.
I came up with that on the spot, for the record. I did not have that saved. I came up with that on the spot.
Yeah, that's a good one. But it's weird because it doesn't even have a location. It's not even just a city because the Rangers don't have a city.
That's true.
There's a lot of teams that don't have a city. I would argue that the Yankees have a city, but the Mets don't. Even though they're both New York, it just feels like New York Yankees are for the city, even though both are technically in New York City.
If Mets fans are listening to this, they're probably not happy with it.
I just think one represents the state and one represents the city. One is more of a, I guess you could say that for the Yankees because they're a more popular team could be the state. I don't really know. Or you could say both are city, or you could say both are state. No one really knows because there's no really way to prove it. But it having just, it's not two words. It's just the Athletics.
Yeah. Which I still view them as Oakland Athletics, but they
don't play in Oakland. They play in Sacramento now.
I know, but it's just I still view them that. Like, I'm still not used to the Las Vegas Raiders. I just kind of think of Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, that makes sense. But the Athletics, they're in the playoffs. If we were to stop right now, they would be in the playoffs, Kevin. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games. They've won 3 straight, and they just keep winning games. I mean, they have a lot of hitters that are extremely impressive this season, and some very good starters as well. J.P. Sears, Luis Severino has been very good. Jeffrey Springs has been very good. And then they have Mason Miller as their closer. But hitting-wise, let me see. They have Jacob Wilson, who we talked before. What?
Brent Rooker, how's he doing?
He's doing fine. He has a 794 OPS, which is pretty good. They have Tyler Soderstrom, who's been very good. Nick Kurtz has a good batting average. He's a 258, but it's only a 508 OPS. You do remember Luis Arias?
Yes.
Yeah, he used to be an all-star with the Brewers back in 2022.
Was he
do you
first
remember
baseman?
That? Say again?
First baseman?
No, shortstop.
Oh.
I don't know if he was an all-star, but he was really good with the Brewers back in 2022. But he's now been playing for them. I think he's been playing second base for them while Jacob Wilson's been playing short. Tyler Soderstrom still is very up there when it comes to leading the MLB and home runs. I don't think he leads right now, but he's very close. Or if he does, it's not by a lot. But they have Shea Langoliers, who's been very good. And obviously you have Lawrence Butler, who's also been amazing. Their starting pitching's been great. Their bullpen's been very solid. And their hitters have been good. But the question of this video is, do we think the Athletics could be a playoff team this season? I will say they don't have that many older players on their roster. So it's not the same type of capital that you would normally be used to trading off. These guys would have much steeper prices attached to them if they were going to be traded mid-season. So I think they have a decent chance, but I'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah, so kind of thinking about that, I was looking because, of course, they're in the Rangers division. The Rangers are struggling a little bit, but they are currently tied in first. Well, they're actually half a game back from the Mariners, but when I think about getting to the playoffs, I think it's tough, just kind of given the AL and the wild card, but they, as you said, are in the playoffs currently. But to me, it's really, can they win the AL West? And I think the AL West is a wide open, basically division. So could they win the division? I'm not going to say no, because who are the favorites? The Astros are two games back. Rangers are 3 games back, but they just cannot hit the ball. Mariners, while I think they're a good team, they kind of do this. They're good and then doesn't work. But so I do think they can win. I do think they have some good players. You did bring up the age and kind of that leadership. But I think with this bad of a division, because I think you can say the AL West is bad so far, it doesn't mean they can be out of it, because look at the Tigers. They were in the AL Central last year. And of course, they have some good players, but they also were just kind of piecing things together. I think you can see them kind of having that run. I don't know if you have that playoff run, but you can see them just winning the division. And I don't think you need too much of a leadership aspect for winning a division versus the playoffs, like winning games in the playoffs.
I also think it's pretty impressive. They have a 12-6 away record, which is by far the best in the AL and the best in the entirety of the MLB. No one has a better away from home record in the entirety of the MLB, Kevin. The thing is, they have a 6-9 home record. Whether that's because they don't really have a true home or because the dimensions of the field don't fit their play style or whatever it is, they've been significantly better away from home. And that's not something that's common, but I wouldn't say that's necessarily bad, especially if you're going to the playoffs and you're not going to be the top seed every time. Because they're not used to a home crowd, it kind of prepares them for that hostile environment when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it's an unprecedented situation for them, kind of how they were in Oakland, but at least you still had Oakland, but now it's like you're temporarily in Sacramento.
Well, I think it's very similar to what Tampa's doing right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because, the Yankees played them in their own spring training home field, which is it's so weird. It's called George Steinbrenner Field, and we're the away team. And it's like,
yeah,
it's just weird to look at.
But yeah, I think I'm trying to remember who the Athletics manager is.
I know the old manager is now with the Padres, but I can't remember the one thing.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. But now it's Mark Kotze. And he's been with them for a while, so I would say 3 years. And he signed an extension through 2028 in February 17. So I don't hate this for them, or like think it does anything bad. I think it's just like, oh, this is surprising, and I do think they have a chance of being a playoff team. Just to me, it would have to be through a division. I think it'd be tough, especially if you look at the AL, just AL in general, because I know the Red Sox are second. I do think the Orioles pitching could be it, but you have the Guardians and Royals. I think there are some other teams that could compete for a position. So I do think the way the Athletics get to the playoffs is by winning the division.
What chance do you give them to make the playoffs based on what you've seen right now?
All right. So I'm going to count the Angels out. So I think it's a 4-team race in the AL West. I'll go 35%.
Okay, that's reasonable. Do you think it will happen?
I'll say no.
Okay, I'll go against you and say yes so that we disagree on it. I think they have such good starting pitching, and they have one of the best relievers in baseball, Mason Miller, and they have consistently great hitting and timely hitting. I mean, I've been very impressed with. Their record against the Rangers has been very good recently. And they won today, which was against the Marlins. But, you got to win the games and the teams you play against. So I'm excited to see how this team progresses. And for the future, if it wasn't managed the way we know the Athletics are managed, I'd be extremely happy about how this team is looking going into the next 5 years. I think they could easily be a contender with the right moves within 5 years. It's just whether or not they're actually going to be managed or led that way or not.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I am interested because I know this is such a limited time because they're not going to pay people. But what can they do with that? And so we'll keep an eye on that. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.